Welcome to the writings of Patrick S. Smith. Hello, all. This is a day or two late getting done, mainly because I knew Kathy was getting ready to work tonight, so I'd have free time in the evening during the week to do it, so I pushed it off the weekend and didn't do it. So it's a couple days late, but it still works out. The last couple of weeks we've had rain here, which has helped with the yellow plague. I'm not quite as drained, and I actually feel like I'm getting work done as far as moving along on some projects. A couple others not feel like I'm making progress other than eliminating things, but that in and of itself is progress also. I've got pictures from, Kathy and I did make the adult book fair here in Columbus, Georgia the other weekend. It was set up like a scholastic, books on a table, and if you liked what the look of it is and what it seemed to be about, you picked it up and went and paid for it. It was interesting. It was an outdoor event, but still, we enjoyed our time there. I would have liked to have seen a bigger selection, but considering where the venue was, they pretty much had it filled. They had some good selections. I've got pictures that I'll show here in a minute. Kathy did walk away with a copy of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. That looks like it's a interesting read. It looks like it's a romanticy, scholarly type thing. So I may actually crack it and take start it, see what it's about. Just interesting concept from reading the back journal, and I've got a link to her website in the notes here. As I mentioned, Kathy's on night for the next couple weeks, so I've spent the last couple weeks prepping to do recording, and I got a sizable chunk done in various stages. Uh, to draw a soul, you must give your soul, and New Home Found, New Home Lost both have been ready for audio. I've actually made some attempts and had to restart because of various issues. The latest being an issue with the mic having a hum again, and I think I've got it figured out and got it sorted out, so we're good to go there. Then I have stains from a chicken salad sandwich. Oh gosh, what else do I have? Returning home, um, and at least one other, and it escapes me right now, that I've gone through, done revisions, edits. Oh, After a Ghostly Millennium, I'm heard. That's the third one. Where I've gone through, I've done revisions, I've edits, and restructured a little bit to make it more readable. Those are still in the works. I've got test readings done on them where I read through, make audio notes, and little quickies on where problem areas are. So hopefully by the time Kathy gets off nights, I'll have those three done and in a position to record. In addition, I have started edits on my first book, Tales of the Seers, revisions to The Farmer and Dear Fate, Why Must I Choose? Starting the whole revision process on them, really cleaning them up where they should have been when they were released. It's just, I know me, if I didn't release them when I did, they never would have been released because I would just sit on them and just, oh, I need to do this with it. I need to do that. Oh, and him and hawed, and it never would have gotten done. So now it's done, and now and it's acted as a little bit of a catalyst and a fire saying, hey, I got to get more out there. So they're in the works. Also, I have started the revision process of parts 2 and 3 of my first story in the Alexandrians of Helen and the Angel. Just the first revision, so yeah, there's always a lot of work after that's done. And no big, no surprise there. And one other story, my mind keeps slipping. What was it? What was it? Was it? Also, Mannequin has gone through, and I've started the revision process on it. That one actually came out a little cleaner than I thought. So I don't know how much more, or I don't think it's going to take as much as some of my earlier works, which need a lot of cleanup. So we'll see how that goes. Also, another benefit of Kathy being off, and this is something I've worked on the weekends a little bit, is still trying to do the cover art myself for my time among the elves. I've For those of you who do digital art, you may know these tools, but I use DAZ, Blender, and GIMP. Basically, DAZ and Blender are 3D rendering software packages. DAZ I use mainly to create my people objects because it's it's a fairly easy package to use, and there's a lot of plugins or models or whatever you want to call it to make it, so you can start really cranking out a lot of unique characters. So that's what I use that for, and then I will take that image or that character and then import it to Blender and add in the lighting and the backgrounds and all that, and before I go into GIMP and put it all together and make a nice pretty picture. However, I'm having issues with the transfer, and the lighting just doesn't want to mesh right. So a lot of playing, and so I say I have not made much progress. A lot of it really is, okay, let's try this. No, that did not work. Let's try this. No, that did not work. So I know what doesn't work. I just haven't found what does work. So it's time consuming, especially on old machines, because I think one of them, I think in one of the renderings on Blender, it takes like 15 minutes per render. And so it's just time consuming as I'll get out to go through all that and find out, oh, it didn't work. Let me try again. And not to mention, these manipulations are not quick either because it's taxing the machines that are on. So, but I'm getting through it. I see if I can get something close, if not exactly like I want, because I've got the text work already. I've got a background image I'm thinking about using. It's just getting InBull and some other features added in and getting it worked right. And another thing I will be doing this coming in the coming weeks, and I'm gonna probably put it off a week or so. But I want to talk a little bit more in depth about my stories, the series I work on, my poetry, my writing in general, but more specifics to World of Ola, the Alexandrians, the Twisted Trope. All those, just lay them out there, and or not lay them out there, but try to answer some of the basic questions about them, like where did the idea come from? Is there anything comparable out there to it, or things of that nature? So if there's any of them that you're interested to know a little bit more about, be sure to drop a email to me, and I will see if I can squeeze it in. I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna wait a week on it so that can be fired up. So give everybody a chance to respond. So digging in, and hopefully with all these revisions, I can get something published a little bit later, because I am Because right now, what I'm kind of sort of quasi looking towards is an August release date for My Time Among the Elves. Right now, figuratively, also an August release date for a small ebook version anthology of some of my other shorts. And that is if I got it all done, right now, it's done. Be end of August type time frame, since because I do want to try to give it about 3 months lead time. So that's where all that stands right now. I might get the Alexandrians by Christmas if a little luck. Their first publication of some sorts. It all depends on how things go with that. And then for the Love of Death, that one's probably, I'm going to have to say 2027, just because there's not, even though I've got 3 stories out there working on 4 and 5, there's just not really enough material for them quite yet. And plus also, I would love, and I doubt it's going to get done, but I would love to have the Bizarre Case of Jeffrey Gobbler done and have a release date of Thanksgiving, late November. Just seems to fit that story, but I don't see it happening this year. But it may end up just being, when it's done, it's done. I sit down and I wrote maybe 100 words on it, and then whatever inspiration in that muse checked out, and I haven't heard from them since, and that was like 2 weeks ago. The life of a writer. You talk to any writer, that I think they'll all say that, hey, the muse comes and the muse goes, and the next one to show up is going to be something completely different. So it's got to find out how some of these writers can chain them down and get a whole novel out of them in one shot. But it is a process. So that's pretty much it for this time around. Please, if you're interested, like and subscribe to the videos. Also, you can subscribe to the newsletter through Ko-fi and Substack. And I'll see y'all later. Bye. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. You can find more of my books on Amazon.com. Also, you can find more of my stories and poems at patricksmithauthor.wordpress.com. The links are in the description. Thank you.